Everyone. Today we are going to learn about scalars, vectors, modules, and ports in Verilog. So, what are the scalars and vectors? So, Verilog needs to represent individual bits as well as group of bits. Now, scalars and vectors. Now, we have seen there are two types of data types, net and registers, where in nets there are multiple data types like wire, W or W and. So, we have seen already what are the data types in nets. And net represents the connection between the hardware and logic gates, whereas registers are used to store the data in memory. So net are just to show the connection, and registers are used to store the data. And the registers, the keyword for register is reg. So here, whatever the data types are there, net or registers. So declaration without a range specification is considered 1 bit wide and is a scalar. So whenever the range is not defined or specified, so they are considered as 1 bit wide. So they are called as scalars. And when the specified range is defined, whatever the data type, either it can be net or it can be a register. So both data types become a multi-bit entity known as vectors. So when the range is not defined, they are considered as 1 bit and they are called scalars. And when the range is defined, then they are nothing but vectors. So this is the scalars and vectors. Here, wire N1. First, we'll see the scalar. So here, the wire NV. So N1 is a connection between the hardware. So it is just a connection wire N1. So it does not store any data, but it is just showing there is a one connection N1. So it is called as N1. So here wire N1, that is showing the only N1. So it can be a zero value, either it can be a one. So they are called scalars because there is no defined, the range is not defined. So here it can be a zero, it can be a one. So they are called scalars. Similarly, this is a net data type. Wire is come into the net type of data type. Net data type. Here register REG. So it is used, registers are used to store the data. So whatever the number are there, suppose this is called D1. Suppose we'll see, we will take N1 only. So N1 register N1. So either it can be 0 or it can be 1. So it is a scalar only. Sometimes maybe it will be 1 or it will be 0. But here it stores, register means it stores the data. When if it is 0, so it gets stored in the memory, that is 0. If it is 1, then it gets stored here 1. So this is called a scalar. And this is the wire just showing the connection, and here register that stores the data, whatever the value is there in N1 or D1, it gets stored here. So they are called scalars. Now vectors, how to define vectors? Now if I am having a wire, see this is my block and I am having the N1, this is my wire N1. So this is showing the connection. Wire means it is just showing the connection, but N1 is not 1 bit. I have N1 as 1 0 1 0. That means it is a 4-bit number. So I have to define it in terms of vectors. So here wire N0, instead of taking N1, here it has taken N0. So whatever your variable is there, you have to define your variable. You can give any name, A, B, C. So here wire N0 is having bit from a 4-bit number. So here 3 is to 0. That means it is having 4-bit number. Your N0 is having 4-bit number. So this is called as vector. Now how this wire will be? So here N03, N02, N01, N00. So there are 4-bit. Now N0 is having 4-bit values. So either it can be 0101. So there will be a 16-bit possibility of this, right? From 0, 0, 0, 0. Then this will be 0. Next will be 0, 0, 1, and up to 1 1 1 1. So there will be a 16 bit, 16 possibilities of having this particular 4-bit number. So this can be, so n1 n0 is a 4-bit number, so they are defined in terms of vectors. So here range is given from 0 to 3. If I'm having I want to define a bit as a 7-bit number, so wire, I have to write this wire. Then whatever the variable name, suppose a is my variable, so and a is having 8-bit number, so I have to define 7 is to 0. So here a is 8-bit wire or connection. A is having 8-bit numbers. Now I have to store that numbers. Now this is just showing the connection, but I have to store that values. So I have to define in register. So I have to use the data type register 3s to 0 D0. So here D0 is the register type variable which is having 0 to 4-bit number, and which get stored, whatever the numbers are there which get stored in the memory. So this is the way to define scalars and vectors. When the range is not given, that means it is called scalar, and whenever the range is given, they are called vectors. So here vectors always define in the square brackets. So here MSB, the most significant bit of constant expression, which is left hand side value, the range. So this is left hand side value range is called MSB, most significant bit, and then left hand side is called least significant list. So whatever the least number is there, 0, and up to how many bits you want. So you have to define in such a manner. Next, there should be a colon between MSB and LSB, so, to separate that MSB and LSB. So this is the way of defining the vectors. So range is always given MSB at left, most significant bit at left side, and the least significant bit at right side, and there should be a colon between MSB and LSB. Now syntax. The following is a simplified syntax of vectors. Here net type, whatever the net type is there, either it can be wire or either it can be a register. So here net type, then square bracket MSB, LSB, and list of net identifier, whatever the list of that identifier means, variable names. Then register MSB, LSB, list of register identifier. Here net identifier, and here register identifier means whatever the address at the particular address you have to store. So you have to give that particular list of that identifier. Suppose we'll see wire A. Example is wire A. So A is having single bit scalar. Wire means it is a net type data type. Then wire 7 is to 0 A, then that is 8-bit vector net. So here A is a bit vector. Then register is a 31 is to 0 address. Now here 32-bit vector variable to store the addresses. Now this is the vector variable which gets stored because here, so this is the 32-bit vector variable to store the addresses. Now there are two types of selection, bit select and part select. So first we'll see what is bit select. In previous lecture also we have seen how to select the bit and how to select the part. Again we'll see what is bit select. So any bit in a vector variable can be individually selected as assign a new value. Then this is the register. See, this is the register 7 is to 0 address. Now this is what is address. So here it is 8-bit register variable. Now instead of writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we are just making it a vector from 0 to 7, least significant and most significant. So here it is 8-bit register variable. Now I have to select one particular bit from this 0 to 7. I have to select 0 and 3. So how to select 0 and 3? And I have to store the value at particular this after selecting this particular bit, I have to store one value in this particular bit. So here address 0. This is address, whatever you have defined here. If it is address, so here you have to write address 0. So at a 0 here, this is 0. So for 0 position I have to store one value, and at 3 I have to store 0. So this is which is having 0. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So this is 8-bit register. Here we have to store this numbers. Here address 0. At 0 position, I have to store the value 1. So here I will write 1, and then at address 3, I have to add here 0. So here address 3 will become 0, and other r remains as it is. Whatever the number will be there from before 0, 1, whatever the number, just I have defined this 0 and 3. So I have selected 2 bits from this 8-bit. I have selected 2 bits, and I have permanently given one values 1 and 0. So it become permanent. At position 0, there will be there is one value, and then at position 3, it will be 0. So here in this way we have to select bits. Now what is part select? So the selection of range of bits is called the part selection. Now if I want to select a part, so I have to give the range from where to where I have to store the data. So here register similar manner. Now we have to store the values, so we have to use register data type. So here reg 310 address. Now address, this is a 32-bit address, and I have to select this, like address 32 is to 16, which is equals to 8 bit hex number 23. Now this is bits 23 to 16 will be replaced by a new value h23. Whatever the number will be there from 16 to 23, now they are replaced by this particular new value which I have given, this 8-bit. So here 8-bit 23 will get replaced by the older value. Now suppose this is my 0th place, and this register is having 32 bits. So first will be 0 and last will be 31. So here 0 to 31, it is a 32-bit. So I will just write dash 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 from 0 to 31. Okay, so this is my addresses 0 to 31. Now I have to select from 16 to 23. Suppose this will be my 16 and this is my 23 bit. So here I have selected this particular part from 0 to here from 0 to this here one block will be there 15, 0 to 15, and here after 23, here 24 to 31. So I have selected from 60. We have to give the range, that is here it is given 16 to 23. So here 16 to 23. Now hex number 23. So here hex number is get stored in from 16 to 23. First this hex number is converted into binary number. First this hex number is converted into binary, and then this value, whatever value 0 1 1 0 whatever it comes, so it stores here from 16 to 23. So in this manner we can select the part. Now Verilog array. So arrays are nothing but a similar collection of similar data types. So in Verilog also it is same similar data types, collection of similar data types. So here Verilog array are used to group elements into multi-dimensional objects to be manipulated more easily. They are similar to the vectors, but there are some defining ways are different. So the Verilog does not have user-defined types, and we are restricted to array of built-in Verilog type such as net, register, and other variable in the arrays. An array is a collection of same types of variables or collection of similar data type, we can say, and access using the same name plus one or more indices. So here it can be used with the same name. Next, each array dimension is declared by having the min and max indices within the square brackets, and array indices can be written in either direction. Now here in vector, how the vectors is defined: integer name like wire, data types name, that is wire, and a, then most significant bit 3, and then least significant bit 0. So this is called a vector. Wire a is a vector from 0, having a 4-bit number 0 to 3. So here similar manner a, but here arrays can be defined in either direction. So here array name, first we have to write the array name, then least significant, and then most significant. And other way, here it can be more significant and least significant. So in both way we can define the array, but for vectors only one way is to define, that is most significant, and then left side is more significant and right side is least significant. But in array we can define in either both directions. Examples: int car a 1 is to 2. Now this is called unpacked array of two integers. Now a is this, it is a integer value from 0 to 1, that means two integer value. Now what are the unpacked array? So unpacked array is used to refer to the dimensions declared after the object name. If the dimensions, this is dimension 1 is to 0, it is a dimension of that particular array. So here this dimension are defined after the variable name or object name. So this is the object name car a. So after car, this dimension are defined after the variable name or object name. So this is called as unpacked array. Or unpacked array can be made of any type. So it can, here instead of int, it can be a wire, it can be a register, so it can be of any data type, but it is having the fixed dimension representing by address range. It should be the fixed address range 0 to 1023, or we can write it as a 1023 is to 0. So it is having a fixed dimensions. Next here, logic 7 is to 0, A, B, C. Now here there are three inputs or three wires. We can say that three wires which is having the name as logic. So here A is from 0 to 7, B is from 0 to 7, and C is from 0 to 7. That means all three variables or object A, B, C having 8-bit numbers. So they are called one-dimensional array. And for two-dimensional array, we have used register 7 is to 0. So instead of register, you can use any data type, wire, net, whatever the data types is there. So register 7 is to 0. That means here A is having 8-bit number with 2 rows and 4 columns. Now here first bracket, this is first bracket A 0 to 1, that means 2-bit. So here first bracket represent rows and next bracket, second bracket represents column. So here A is having two rows and 4 columns with 8-bit numbers. So A is having 8-bit numbers with 2 rows and 4 columns. So they are called as two-dimensional array because here rows and columns are there. But in here only it is having a 8-bit number, but there is no rows and columns. Here we have defined the rows and columns, so that is called as two-dimensional array. Next, what are the Verilog modules? Now, this is very important topic, Verilog modules. This is used in the coding. So, a module is a block of Verilog code that implements certain functionality. Modules can be embedded within other modules, and a higher level module can communicate with its lower level modules using their inputs and output ports. Syntax: how to define modules. So a module should be enclosed within a module and end with module. Now module should be enclosed within a module and end module keywords. So there are two keywords. This is the keywords. This is module and end module. This is two keywords. So every module should start with module and end with end module. The name of module should be given right after the module keyword. Now, after module keyword, you have to write a name of that may be declared as well. So this is the module name, port list. Next, contents of module. You have to write the module name. So module name should will be anything A, B, C. So this is module, then module name, or you can write it as whatever the designing is there, multiplexing, demultiplexing. Then port list. Suppose this is my designing, which is having two input and one output. This is A, B, and C. Here A, B are inputs and C is output. So here module name I have given A, B, C, and then port list. This is my port list A, B, C. So instead of port list, you can say that terminal list. So this will be here. I have to write A, B, and C. So this is my port list. Then the contents of the module. Now whatever the operation you have to perform with your inputs and output, so you have to write that in contents of that module. So whatever the operations you have to perform, you have to write here. And then it is start with module and end with end module. So in this manner, you have to define the modules, or you have to write a Verilog code. Next, if a module cannot have any port list, or it is having empty port list, then you just have to write a module name. There will be no port list, only module name, and then whatever the contents of the module is there, you have to write here, and then it should be end with end module. So in this manner, you have to define modules. Now, what are the Verilog ports? The ports are used to communicate for module with the external world through input and output. Now every port list must be declared as input, output, or in out. Now whatever the ports are there, it can be input, output. So you have to use these keywords input, output, and in out. All ports declared as one of them is assumed to be wired by default to declare it, or else it is necessary to declare it again. Now when you define ports, so it is considered by default, it is considered as wire. That means it is a net type which do not store any value. They are just showing the connection between them. If you want to store that data, you have to it is necessary to declare it as a registers. So you have to declare it again by writing the registers. It is a set of signals that act as input and output to a particular module. Input, the design module can only receive value from outside using its input port. Then what is output? So output is a design module that can only sense the value to the outside using the output port, and in out can be either send or receive the value. So it can be used as input or it can be used as a output port. So this is the syntax of using input output. Here in input, net type, range, then list of name, then in out, net type, range, list of name, then again output, net type, range, and list of name. So here you can define variables also. So output variable type, whatever the variable are there, then range, and then after that list of that names, the list of the codes. So we'll see this module, my design ABC. Now here module, my design is a name of that particular module. You can give any name instead of this my design. So here module, my define, and this is the terminal or port list. Now I know this is my module. I know there are three terminals A, B, C. So but I don't know which one is input and which one is output. So you have to define input as AB is input, then C is as output. So here now I know that A and B are input. So here this is A and B, this is input, and C is my output of this particular designing. Now here you have to write the contents. Now whatever the operation you have to perform with your variables, you have to write here the contents and then end module. Now these contents are based on the different modeling types. There are three types of modeling in Verilog: data type data flow, gate level, and behavioral modeling. So we'll see in next lecture what are the types of modeling. Here the contents depends upon that particular modeling. Now I want to perform this arithmetic operation of this AB. So I have to write C is equals to A plus B. Addition, either it can be A minus B, but I cannot write it directly as C is equals to here, C is equals to A plus B. There are some keywords, there are some ways to define this contents, which are totally based on the data modeling, the Verilog modeling. So here next is end module. So here module start with module and ends with end module. Now here a module name, then terminal list, then what are the inputs are there, then output, and then the contents, and which is end with end module. Next module, my design. Now instead of writing this input A, B and output C, I can directly write here in terminal list which one is input and which one is output. So here in terminal list only I have defined as A, B is input and C is output. So in terminal list you can define it input A, B and output C. So we have not to write this particular two lines input A, B and C. I just define this here only in terminal list, and then the content, and which ends with end module. Next, if I want to define this, two examples are of wires or net type data types, which just show the connection. And if I want to use this vectors, A is having 7-bit, B is having 7-bit, and C is also having 7-bit. So how to define this A and B? So I have to write input square brackets, most significant bit, then least significant bit, and A means A is having 8-bit number. Then again input B is also having 7-bit number, output C is also having 7-bit number, and then contents, and then end module. Now this is the default. It considered as by default A, B and C are considered as wire, that is net type data type. Now if I want to store the data in A, B, C, so I have to define, after writing input I have to define it that register, that A is nothing but a register. That means I have to store the value of A, whatever the value of A, like 8-bit numbers 1001, whatever the number is there. So I have to store that number. If I want to store that number, I have to define it as a register. So after writing input, you have to write register and then that's range and then the name of that particular variable. So by default, it acts as a wire or a net data type, and if you have to store the number, you have to define it as a registers. Hope you have